All right, it looks like we are live. The hand raiser post training will be kicking off right now. It's kicking off right now. Here we go. So let me go into the group here and put it up on my phone as well so I can see all the people. All right, we got two of you. Hey, whenever you get in, be sure to say hi and drop some emojis. Give me some emojis. Don't be embarrassed about sharing the love, because the love is what I do this for. Well, love and money. Love and money. I do this for love and money. I love you guys to be able to make money, and I love to make a great living. And one of the things we do here in the Organic Marketing Secrets Revealed group is we don't ever apologize for those things. We don't ever apologize for wanting to take what we do, what we're good at, and make money with it while helping other people. So if that sounds good to you, give me some thumbs up and happy faces on the screen and show me that you agree that, yeah, why on earth would we ever apologize for wanting to make a great living helping people? Am I right? So let's see. We've got Emily, we've got Sadhu, Patty, Shuvik, Miriam, Natalie. Welcome, everyone, one and all. And remember, let me know you're here. Say hi. Send some emojis of love across the screen for yours truly, your intrepid leader. That sounds a little weird to say. I don't actually like that. Anyway, the guy whose job it is to show you how to make money organically, or mostly organically, while helping other people with your gifts, your strengths, and your talents. Okay, that is a lot of intro. Sadhu asks how you get that screen banner. Yeah, I use something called StreamYard, Sadhu. If you would like to check out StreamYard and you want my affiliate link, just let me know and I'll be sure to get that over to you. StreamYard is a wonderful broadcasting tool. Another option it has is I can put this same broadcast in 4 or 5 places at once. So, but enough about those things. Let's get into why you guys came today. Let's get into what I've been pumping up for the last 5 days or so. It's something I call the hand raiser post training. Now, if you've been in the group, you may have seen, for instance, a post that says something like, I just found an old training I did on how to create 90 days worth of content in 15 minutes. Who wants it? If you're one of the people that said yes on that post, 2 things for you. 1, Chip will be reaching out to you. So when you see Chip reaching out to you, understand that he works here at the Organic Marketing Secrets Revealed team. He'll be reaching out to you to get you that training. And the second thing you'll notice is 93 people have said yes to that training, or probably 95 by now. That's a hand raiser post, guys. That's a hand raiser post. It's a simple post that says, I've got this thing. It gets this result. Who wants it? Let me know if you're tracking that part, because we're now into the teaching. I'm now teaching you. So does that make sense? The hand raiser post is a simple post. It says, like, ideally, it should be able to be, all of it should be able to be read without having to click on it. So it wants to be short and right to the point. Shuvik says that training was a value bomb. Word. It was indeed. And as you know, Shuvik, that's my intent, is to always have the value bombs. So, by the way, you guys, one of several times I will remind you today, the primary way that I make money from you guys is through my $67 a month marketing membership program. You have never in your life had access to world-class marketing at $67 a month. Why do I do that? I do that because I'm frankly sick of people paying thousands and thousands of dollars for marketing programs and then not getting good results. Now, I was in the same boat myself for a long time. For a long time, I charged $5,000 for my program, and it did get good results, but it only got good results for like 30% of the people, 35% of the people who bought it. And I had a conflict. Which leads me to why I'm giving you this training right now for free. I had a conflict that said, how can you be against the sort of guru culture and the rock star marketing culture if you're still selling your program so expensive? And for the longest time, I didn't know how to solve that conflict. And then it just sort of came to me like, what if I did a subscription for a really low price so that everyone who needed it could have access to the kind of marketing that will get you more clients, just like this training? And so that is the plug. The $67 a month membership program will take what you learn in this free group and compress the time frame dramatically. It'll give you access to me in twice weekly group coaching calls. 2 times a week, you're on a call with me, and I'm walking you step by step through all the core components of my marketing system. And again, $67 a week. It's ridiculous. The only way that I'll survive doing this is if I can get a couple hundred of you or more signed up. I want to get 1,000 people signed up this year. But I got to do that by giving you high value content for free. I got to do that by proving to you that I'm worthy of your money and your time. So here we go. The hand raiser post is just a little post that you can read without having to click on it. It should be, I'd say, no more than 30 words or so. I don't know exactly, but it needs to be really short. Does that part make sense? If that part makes sense, say yes in the chats. If you're following that part of the hand raiser post training, say yes. Do you get that part, guys? It needs to be really short. And Emily, yes, 67 a month. That's correct. So do we understand the first piece of the hand raiser training? Okay, there's a yes. I'm looking for more yeses, more yeses. Shuvik understands. You guys can also acknowledge with emojis, okay? Miriam says yes. Emily says yes. Okay, we're starting to get some response here. Good, good, good. All right, all right. Yes counts, yep counts. You can acknowledge in any way you see fit, Sadhu, any way you see fit, as long as I know it's an acknowledgement, because one of the vagaries of training you guys like this is that there's very little ability to interact in real time. So I need you guys to tell me you're tracking these ideas. First thing, it's a short post. The whole idea is people can read it and respond to it without having to click on it and open it up to read more text. Okay? Now, let's go back in time a little bit. Before you put this post up, before you ever post this hand raiser post, you need to be prepared with a couple of things. Now, on this training here, this call here, I am not going to be teaching you about building landing pages, squeeze pages, registration pages. You have one of 2 choices. Either you know how to build pages for yourself, or you simply need to hire someone to build pages for you. Now, if you want to hire someone to build pages for you, contact me directly and I will make a referral to people I trust. I don't make any money from those referrals unless the person decides to give me some of it. But this isn't a reciprocal thing. I'm not pushing you towards people that pay me. I just want you to be able to do this hand raiser training. So the first thing you need to do is you need to have some ability to build pages or PDFs, okay? If you don't understand how or what that means, then that's something you've got to solve. We're not going to deal with that here on this call. Let's assume that you can make a PDF in Word, in Google Slides, in Notes, something, or you can make a page, okay? Or you can hire somebody, a freelancer, to do one of those things for you. Okay, we assume that that's the case. So You need to take something that you know has value, some part of your training. This is the part where it gets sort of artistic and it's open to interpretation. So I will use the example of a Fit Pro. For those of you that don't know, Fit Pro is an abbreviation for fitness professional. And it's a very, very crowded market. It's a very crowded market, the Fit Pro market. And so it's not enough as a Fit Pro. Can the PDF be done with Word and saved as a PDF? Yes, as far as I know, Miriam, you can do it that way. It's just got to be something that you can easily send to people, and you don't want to have them click a link to open it. I do. Look, guys, let me show you something here. I'm an iPhone guy. I do my PDFs in the Note. See, watch. In the Notes app. You see that? The little yellow and white app. That's where I do my PDFs. If I'm going to do a page, then I have my team build it for me. If I'm doing a PDF, then it's just right in the Notes app because I can just copy and paste and send it in Messenger to people. Okay? So, first thing, you need to take your expertise and you need to pull something high value, simple to digest. What does that mean? It means don't send 15 pages as a freebie or a low price thing. It's got to be simple to digest. I have, for instance, a PDF on the 9 pillars of explosive audience growth. It takes 2 pages and that's it. And you learn all the fundamentals of how to have an explosive audience growth. So, whatever it is, like let's use the Fit Pro example again. And let's see. Okay. You might say, your particular topic might be you're a keto coach, you're a vegan coach, you're a Atkins coach, or what's the one where they all they eat is meat, or whatever. You're going to want to figure out, and this is something that if you were in the $67 a month membership, we could dive into this more. But for now, I'm just going to give you the overview because it's all I can really do in this kind of a training. You're going to want to figure out something like, what are the 5 keys or the 3 secrets or the 7 steps to get a certain result from your system, your methodology, whatever you teach. Thank you, Emily, thank you. So whatever it is for you, whatever your expertise is, you're going to want to sort of like skim the cream off the top and just condense your whole thing into easy steps. You don't have to worry about teaching all of what you know. My expertise goes much further than the 9 pillars of audience growth. There's much more to what I teach than that, right? But see, it's a high value lead in, and that's what you need to understand. It's something that over 2 pages, I can give you a tremendous amount of value, earn your trust, and earn the right to have a conversation with you. Let's see if you guys are tracking that part, because that's really important. And I would say no to Dropbox, Patty, simply because too often people have to get permission to log into Dropbox and things like that. So you don't want to send anything that's a link they have to open. Let's see if you guys understand, though, the part about taking your expertise and just sort of pulling some key points out of it that you can organize into a small but effective, valuable training. Does everybody get that part? If you get it, send up a bunch of thumbs ups, or say so, say yes, or say I get it or something. In some way, acknowledge that you understand what I'm saying here before I move on. Go ahead, I'll wait. I'm expecting to see a lot of emojis crossing the screen, but it seems like you guys are being kind of lazy. You guys aren't lazy, are you? You're not too lazy to hit a bunch of emojis for me, are you? You wouldn't. That's not you guys. That's other people. Other people are too lazy to hit a bunch of emojis. Shuvik says simple, accessible PDF, which gives tremendous value, right? And I say, right, Shuvik. That's exactly right. So please, some emojis, some yeses, some acknowledgments. Let me know, guys, that you're tracking this part. Don't be lazy. This is going to be as valuable to you as you make it by participating. Does that make sense? It's going to be as valuable to you as you make it by participating. So you got to participate a little bit. Sadhu says 6 keys to ultimate fulfillment and inevitable success. Perfect. That is it in a nutshell, buddy. That's it right there. 6 keys to ultimate fulfillment and inevitable success. So that's Sadhu's sort of, it's something that speaks to the breadth of his expertise, but it's small and enticing and easy to digest. Get it? So for me, at the end of the day, what I help you do is get more clients. That's the bottom line for me. How does 9 pillars of explosive audience growth factor into that? Well, one of the things that I teach is that the bigger your audience, the more clients you can get. And so I show you how to get an audience into literally potentially the millions of people just on Facebook alone. Get it? And so you see, it's not all of what I teach, but it connects to what I teach, and it makes having a conversation with me about what I teach a no-brainer, because you see it and you go, this is incredibly valuable. You instantly recognize the power of it. And then if you want more, we talk about getting you more, right? And it costs money to get more. Does that make sense? Let's see if that part makes sense. If you guys are tracking, send only the blue and white thumb up emojis. If what I just said makes sense to you, send only the blue and white thumbs up emojis. I know there's a time delay, but come on, let's see it, guys. Let's get this going. You get the best from me when you participate. When I see you, okay, so some people have sent a few through, but here's what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I want. I want a flood. I want like hot air balloons in the desert. I want tons of them so that I know that you're paying attention. Sending one is a bit, it's a bit lazy. So let me know if you're getting it. The idea is that the free thing, if you're doing a free thing, the free thing is easily connected to your expertise. Since I help you get more clients, I would not be giving you a freebie on how to gain muscle mass. There's no correlation there. Make sense? Good. Saw a lot of thumbs ups flying by. Love it. So jot down on now, take your pen and your paper and jot down some ideas for what would be your free gift. What would you do? What would your free gift be? Jot it down. You can tell me in the chat, or you don't have to. I think it'd be great if you did. But regardless, jot it down. Write it down. Then here's the next part. This is the beauty of these. It doesn't have to be high tech at all. It can be ultra low tech. It can be just a written PDF. However, if you have the ability to take and create pages, you can capture people's emails in exchange for this gift. And emails are wonderful, wonderful things. Especially emails of people who said, yes, I'd like what you're offering. Those are powerful. Over the lifetime of having those, they have an actual dollar value connected to them. Emily says 10 best ways to handle stress in the moment. Perfect, Emily. Perfect. And if in your hand raiser post, you can say something like let's use Emily's example. I just finished creating a free PDF on the 10 tips to help you handle stress in the moment that have helped my clients go from overwhelmed to happy and relaxed. See, then you're putting the value benefit in there. You're saying this has already helped people to do a thing, right? Makes sense? So it's good if you say, hey, who wants this free gift? It's even better if you say, who wants this free gift that has already achieved this result for other people? Hey, Thomas, welcome. And then once you say that, it's as simple as who wants it? Question mark. Or raise your hand if you want it, or drop a comment if you want it. That kind of thing, right? You tracking that? All right, all right, all right. So now you've got the idea for the post itself. You've got a sense of how to build the free gift. And it can be video, it can be PDF, it can be whatever you want, really. Patty says, I give away a booklet to prepare to change, mindset hacks to implement immediately to get already a result. The one thing I'd say about that, Patty, is that as free gifts go, people tend not to read books or booklets or ebooks. Emily says, could you repeat the part of how it's backed for others who it's worked for? All you have to do is include, like for me, I could say, I just put the finishing touches on a PDF covering my 9 pillars to explosive audience growth. This has already helped my clients build an audience of over 3 million people who wants it. You see what I'm saying? All it does is attach social proof. All it does is say, this has already worked for these people who wants it. That's it. Okay, moving on. Here is the cool part. You can do this directly for offers of sales. You can, in other words, you can say, for instance, I'm getting some coaches together next Friday on Zoom, as an example, where I'm going to teach them, and we'll use Emily's idea, the 10 ways to reduce stress right now that have already freed my clients from anxiety. Want to join us? So for Patty, yes, refurbish it to a roadmap. Perfect, Patty. You're totally tracking. And so if you want to sell directly from the hand raiser post, it's just, instead of a PDF, it's maybe like, there's 2 ways to do it. You can do a PDF into a conversation that sells, or you can just do directly to selling. Okay. Some of you saw this training here. I was originally going to charge $200 for, remember? And I changed my mind because I want to stay consistent with the theme of the group. Now, look, I do want you guys to join my $67 a month membership. I absolutely do. And I am hoping that some of you will say yes today based on the value you see here. And you'll understand that in my membership group, you get this kind of value all day long for a ridiculous price, for less than a coffee a day. But the point is, I changed my mind about selling this training for $200 because I didn't want to muddy the waters. But I did this same training about a month ago, and I did charge $200 a person for it. I got 12 people in it, and so that was like $2,400. Pretty easy, pretty nice. It took an hour of my time plus probably another hour of posting altogether. So 2 hours, $2,400, not too shabby. But the point is that you can use the hand raiser post idea to either lead people to a free gift that leads them to a sales conversation, or you can have them go straight to a sales conversation. But either way, here's what you need to do. You need to understand something called the tire kicker post, or PDF, sorry. The tire kicker PDF. Put tire kicker in the chat if you're paying attention. Put tire kicker in the comments if you're ready to learn about the tire kicker. Okay, so I'm taking a pause here. I'm taking a beat. I want to see if you guys are paying attention and if you want to know what the tire kicker PDF is. The tire kicker PDF is an intermediary step that weeds out the people who aren't ready to buy. Very good, you guys. I'm seeing lots of tire kicker comments coming through. So in other words, the tire kicker is a pre-qualifying or disqualifying PDF. Or it can be a page, either way. Simplest way is to make just a PDF and just send it right across in Messenger. Butt kicker. Miriam, you know I'm paying attention. You ain't never in your life seen me not paying attention. Very good, guys. So the tire kicker, you put the post up and you have the gift over here that you're ready to share. Well, the tire kicker goes right here in the middle. Okay? The tire kicker goes right in the middle between the post that gets people to raise their hands. Let's move the microphone over. The post that gets you to raise your hand and the thing that you are asking to get. The tire kicker sits right here in the middle. Here's what it is. It's a PDF that is meant to be playfully confrontational. Much like me, I'm playfully confrontational. So it's a PDF that is intended to be a little bit polarizing, a little bit confrontational. You want to kind of break people's balance with this a little bit, but do it in a way that isn't totally jerk-like. Hope that's tracking so far. But now you may be asking yourself, how do I do that? What is that? What does that mean? Well, naturally, we're going to get into that right now. Here's what you do in a nutshell. You have the first couple of paragraphs, and they explain what your gift does. So the first couple of so we have, Emily, before the free gift or before the conversation sale, right? Yes. After they raise their hand and say, Emily, I want your 10 tips. But before they actually get it, you send them the tire kicker. And the tire kicker, first you do a couple of paragraphs on what you're giving them. Yours, Emily, may sound something like, hey, thank you so much for raising your hand and requesting my 10 tips for alleviating stress right away. This is an amazing set of ideas that has helped lots of people go from overwhelmed to peaceful and have more of this and that and the other thing in their life. You may want to talk a little bit about how you learned it, right? Fill up some space, fill up some column inches talking about what it is you're giving them. Here's where it gets good. You have another category underneath, another column, another heading. It says, this is not for you if. This is not for you if. And you set the terms on this one, Mr. and Mrs. Coach, giving away the PDF. Whatever you know are things that you don't like, you put them as bullet points. This is not for you if you procrastinate. This is not for you if deep down in your heart you know you're uncoachable. This is not for you if you make excuses and blame the world for your challenges. I'm just making these up off the top of my head, right? But you get the point. See, it's a little confrontational. It's not loosey-goosey. It's not soft and gentle. It's like, hey, look, if you know you're a difficult client, this is not for you. Because the truth is, most people know in their hearts if they're a difficult client, right? Most people know in their hearts if they're challenging to work with. Most people know in their hearts if they're assholes. I know that sounds crazy, but they do. You want to do the heading that says this is not for you if, and really be direct there. Okay? Could be 3, could be 5, could be 10. It doesn't matter. Really outline the people you don't want to work with. Really outline the things you stand against. I'm doing this. I don't know if you guys have ever taken judo or any kind of grappling arts, but there's this idea called breaking the balance. And this is what you got to do. You got to break the balance of the person. You got to get them off balance. And the heading of this is not for you if, that's what it does, right? If I'm reading it and it's like, this is not for you if you speak with a lot of power and have a beard. I'm like, oh shit, well, that's not for me. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the part I don't understand. How do you filter and not give them when they have already raised their hand? Ah, Pam, great question. They filter themselves. They filter themselves. That's the answer there. If you're reading that tire kicker post and somebody says, this is not for you, if your name is Pam and you have valid questions you need answered, then you're going to self-select out. And I'm being playful, of course, but I hope you get my point. You don't have to give it to everyone just because you've said who wants it. Hope that makes sense. This is not for you if you're only looking for freebies. Yeah, totally. You could say that, right? You got to be playfully confrontational. The more that you can use the this is not for you if, and then following that, the this is for you if, the better you will separate the people who raise their hand into likely leads, good leads, and people that you don't want to work with. To the exact degree that you equivocate and you don't speak your truth, you will still attract people you don't want to work with. No, Sadhu, it's not in the comment feed. That's a good question. This part all happens in Messenger. So we're going to get to the sequence of events at the very end. But the PDF goes to them in Messenger. The tire kicker goes to them in Messenger. Okay, got it? Everybody got that? Are you guys ready to move on to the sequence of events? Pam says, but the tire kicker is in the Messenger, which is the response to those who raised hands. Don't we have to attach the PDF with that? No, absolutely not. You 100% do not. You're just putting a barrier there, Pam. That's all you're doing. You're putting a barrier that says, if you self-identify with these things, this is not for you. If you self-identify with these things, this is for you. Good? Good. Okay, all right, all right. So now we move to the sequence of events. But first, before we move to the sequence of events, I know that some of you are getting a little bit overwhelmed. I know that it's challenging to learn sophisticated ideas in a one-way, it's called a asynchronous communication environment, which means I'm talking to you. You're not getting to talk to me very much. First of all, there's a time lag, right, in the chats coming up. And second of all, you can't go into great detail. So here comes the second shameless pitch for the $67 a month group. For $67 a month, you get me on Zoom calls training you twice a week. It is hands down the best deal anywhere, the best value anywhere in what you get versus what you pay. My mission is to undo the stigma that good coaching needs to cost as much as a car. Undo the stigma that good coaching that gets you results need to cost as much as a down payment on a home. I think that's insanity. And I think that, like, I know a lot of you guys in here are trying to get to $5,000 a month or trying to get to $7,500 a month. At that point, you should not have to spend $10,000 to learn. You should not have to spend $5,000 to learn. So for $67 a month, you get interaction with me twice a week as I teach you systematically all of the elements of my foundational marketing system, my core marketing system. Okay? Second plug. Now, let's talk about the sequence of events. At this point, you know what some ideas for a hand raiser post are. You know the key element is that it's got to be so short that people don't have to click on it, right? They can just read it all at once and act. You know that before you put the hand raiser post up, you have to have the PDF or the gift prepared, or you have to have the class ready to teach or whatever it is. and you have to have your tire kicker post. And I'm actually seeing now that I didn't finish talking about the tire kicker post. So let me finish that now, and we'll come back to the sequence of events. Once you figure out this is not for you if, the next one is this is for you if. Sadhu says membership covers building audience group and monetizing coaching other services. Yes, that and more. The membership actually covers creating your core brand story. It covers how to make yourself look professional in your online real estate. It covers how to grow your audience exponentially. It covers combining a business page with your profile to maximize new leads. It covers the hand raiser post and other lead attraction systems. It covers live streaming. It covers copywriting. It's got everything. Literally, Sadhu, everything you need is in that course to start getting consistent clients, mostly organically. Scott Patton says, I'm in the group, the membership group, and it's incredibly helpful for me. Thank you, Scott. So moving back to the tire kicker, you need to also include a bullet point list of the things you do want from your clients. And that is, this is for you if, okay? If you are, and then you just outline the kind of people you like to work with, this is for you. Then the final heading is, if you're selling something directly, then all you do is put a link to that thing, whatever your PayPal link or whatever, at the bottom of the tire kicker post. If it's a free gift, you have to make them say yes. So at the bottom of the post, say, if you feel this would be a benefit to you and you want it, send me a message saying yes, or however it is. But you've got to include a link that lets them know, not a clickable link, but like a concept link that lets them know that, hey, we're going to have a conversation. Good. Now, can what be longer, Emily? Can what be longer? I see Emily asks, can it be longer? Please clarify for me before I move on to the sequence of events for the hand raiser training. And the rest of you guys, how about some emojis? By the way, emojis not only make me feel good, but they actually help the algorithm. So they're really, really useful. Yes, Emily, this is you if. It can be as long as you want. What you're doing with those two ideas, again, is you're defining your ideal person to talk to. And so it's an art, right? And you're going to want to get clever and creative with it. Yeah, time lag. But you're defining it. You're saying, I don't like people who have these qualities, but I do like people with these qualities. And you're allowing people to self-select in and out. By the way, you guys, one of my guys who went through the last hand raiser post training, Juan Mercado, he's gotten 400 leads from his hand raiser post. 400. He's now in the process of going through the sales process with 400 new leads. Think about that. Cost him $200 to learn this. We went into more depth than I can here on a live stream, which is why you should join the program. And he got 400 leads and counting. Robert Abbey, who should be on this call, I don't know, Robert, are you here? Robert Abbey joined the hand raiser post training that I charged for, and he wanted to fill one mastermind with it. He's now filled two and part of the third one. He's literally getting overwhelmed. He asked me before this training, what should I do? Should I take it down? I'm getting too many leads. And I said, nope, put them on a waiting list. Just change the messaging to you can be on the wait list. So stuff works, guys. It works, and it works amazingly. Okay, sequence of events. We're taking a breath. We're clearing the air. I get excited when I talk about this stuff, as you can tell. Okay, here's the sequence of events. You prepare the gift, or you have the training that you're willing, that you want to teach ready to go, whatever that looks like. You then write a good tire kicker post, whatever that looks like for you. You then put up the hand raiser post. Okay. Patty says, never take down something that works. Right. So you've got your training or your gift ready. You've got your tire kicker ready. You then post a hand raiser post. One of two things will happen. You will either start getting people saying yes, or you won't get much of anything. If you don't get much of anything, that means one of two things. One, it was just one of those flukes. You posted at a funny time. People were distracted. Donald Trump was inciting a riot, whatever it is, right? It was just bad timing. Or two, your offer and your copywriting didn't land. We're going to go into things like offers and copywriting at a later date. It's way too big of a topic to just sort of teach ad hoc right now. But again, of course, if you're in the membership group, we go in depth with that stuff. So what do? You try it again. That's what you do. You try it again. You cannot determine where people are at from one post. Remember that. Always remember that. One post does not tell a true story of where your audience is at. Okay? I have put the same post up at 2 different times throughout the week and had it take off like wildfire once and get crickets the other time with the exact same wording. You cannot be defeated or give up based on one post. But if you post it 3 or 4 times and you're not getting any takers, that means one of two things. You haven't earned people's trust enough yet for them to say yes to you, or there's no interest in the offer. In which case, you go back to the drawing board. If you want to earn people's trust, you follow the rest of the things I teach, because what I teach will help you to build trust with not just your Facebook up to 5,000 friends limit. It'll help you to build trust with, I've got one video I did with a sock puppet that has gotten 1.2 million views. Check this out, guys. I don't know if you know this guy or not, but I'll show him to you now. This guy here, this is Socky the Sock Puppet, and he's an annoying internet marketing guru. One post with him, one video with him, 1.2 million views. So now that's 1.2 million people who know me and like me. Get it? Nice. So the sequence of events again. You have everything ready, then you put up the hand raiser post. The hand raiser post should start getting yeses. Here's where it gets a little tricky. When people say yes to your hand raiser post, there's a very specific process you need to follow. Here it is. You go into the comments on the post and you say, I'm going to read you guys' names here. Okay. You say, hey, Sadhu, saw that you wanted my free gift. Cool if I send you a PM? Right? Now, Sadhu will go back and he'll say, yeah, sure. 2 things happen there. One is you are keeping the post alive, right? Because every time somebody comments on the post, it pops back up. 2 is you're showing the algorithm. You're showing the algorithm that what you're doing is interesting. The algorithm then says, let's put this out to more people because it's interesting. So responding to people in the chat is very important. Here's what you don't do. You don't go in the chat and drop the link. 2 bad things happen there. 1, you sacrifice all your potential extra algorithm reach. And 2, if Facebook sees you dropping a bunch of the same link inside a post, they could do any kind of restriction on you for that, any of a number of different things. So you talk to the people in the chat on the Facebook profile. On your hand raiser post, people will go into the chat and they'll say yes. You go back and you ask them in the chat, sounds good, cool if I send you a message. Then you go into their messenger and send them the message. Okay, that's the sequence of events. That way you get the algorithm value, you get the extra reach, and you move over to Messenger to talk to them and send them the gift. When you get into Messenger, I always suggest starting with something first before you drop the gift. Hey, Sadhu, thanks for raising your hand on my free offer. Boom, leave it. Let them come back to you. Then when they come back to you, you answer whatever they say, and you go, by the way, here's that offer. Here, check this out. You go, by the way, here's that offer. Or sorry, rather you say, okay, cool. I've got something for you first. And you send the tire kicker post. Right? So you say, thanks for raising your hand on my free offer. They say, no problem, excited to get it, whatever. And you say, all right, great. Got this for you first. Got something here for you first. Check this out first, whatever your wording and language is. And then you send them the tire kicker. And the tire kicker will say, this is what it's about. It's not for you if this. It is for you if this. And then you give them a direction at the end. You give them an instruction. So if you feel like this is for you, do this. Message me back. Say something, blah, 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 whatever. The whole point is to get interaction going. You want more interactions rather than less. Do you know why? Does anyone know why? Do you know why you want more interactions? Anybody care to take a guess? Anybody care to take a guess why it's valuable to have more interactions? Okay, I know we got a time delay, but maybe you guys are stumped on that one. There we go. Trust, yes. And micro commitment. Trust and micro commitment, and the algorithm too. But mostly it's trust and micro commitment, right? The more that I come back and respond to you, the more I'm expressing interest. That may not, building rapport, very good, Natalie. That may not seem like a big deal, but it really, really is. Think about how many things you disregard on social media. You just don't respond, right? That's the ultimate way of saying, nah, I'm good. It's just don't respond. Micro actions, yes, building rapport, more interactions equals more engagement. You guys are tracking it. Exactly. So it's really nice before they even get the tire kicker, ideally, to have a couple of back and forths. And then the end of the tire kicker has a call on it to action, right? It's like, if you liked it, let me know. If you want the gift after reading this, say so, that kind of thing. Thanks for getting my comment right. Spell check. Natalie, no worries. So then that's it, right? Then you, if they've gone through the tire kicker and they've said yes, then you either charge them for the training or you give them the free gift. And at the end of the free gift, you let them know, hey, I'm going to reach out to find out what you thought about this. And that brings you to Miriam says, I had a guy do this and I became irritated because he kept putting off sending me the thing. There's an art to this. There's an art. You can't, okay, I'm in one guy's group who's supposed to be like this high level master of selling through Messenger. And one of the things he does is he has a group, and in his group, he puts these hand raiser posts in the group, right? And I've been on one of those hand raiser posts. It's at like 486 people now. And I've never got the thing that he said he was going to give. Never. I've had 3 different people that work for him reach out to me and then just drop the ball. You never want to do that, right? All the little things in the world of doing business through social media matter immensely. Remember, we're judging you as quickly as we can because we don't want to waste any extra energy with judging you. We are trying to rush to a decision about you. So be fucking impeccable. Let me be perfectly clear about that, guys. Be motherfucking impeccable. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Yeah, Emily. I I hope that wasn't too shocking, but you've got to be impeccable. Look, I fail at that. I fail at that because I have a lot of things moving. I got a lot of moving parts, but I'm always striving to be impeccable. And you need to do that. Like, it's huge over time. The other thing you guys need to understand is people talk behind the scenes all the time. All the time. And the rule of thumb is you do one thing wrong, 10 people will talk about it. You do 10 things right, one person will talk about it. Okay? Okay, cool. That's it, guys. That's the whole process. And yeah, Patty, it's such a 100%. It's a matter of integrity. God, I mean, now that you bring that word up, I assume that every one of you on this call needs to operate from integrity. You don't just want to, you need to. I assume that you all have that in common, and I hope that I am right. This space, oh, wow, to the person that never got back with me. Yeah, this space is rife with lack of integrity. This space is rampant with people who have contorted their own values to allow them to do manipulative, dishonest things. This space is full of narcissists, for that matter, and sociopaths. I mean, I don't want to get too off into the weeds here, but it really is. People who value selling over having any kind of quality of deliverable. And they'll tell you that it's your mindset when you don't get results from their terrible program. That stuff is all over the place. The coaching industry is full of that stuff. So for you to be a person who shows up consistently with integrity will pay off over time, every time. Every time. Let's recap. First, you create either the training you want to deliver or the free gift you want to give. Second, you create the tire kicker post. Third, you put up the hand raiser offer. Fourth, you observe the correct sequencing and you respond to people in the chat, and then you move it on to Messenger with their permission. Yeah? You want to keep short back and forth conversations going as much as possible, and then you follow through impeccably. If you're going to move someone into a sales conversation, just tell them. That's my philosophy. You'll notice I've told you guys like 3 times so far that I want you to join my membership program because I don't want any duplicity. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I know that I'm serving you here right now at a high level. If you want more, better, join my membership program. You want to compress your time frame for learning these things? Join the membership program. You want to get better results faster and become somebody who can market powerfully and ethically? Join the membership program. Right? And this is what I would encourage all of you to adopt too. Sort of a transparency and an integrity to all of your marketing efforts. So, hope you enjoyed this. I know there was a tremendous value here. I know it because, again, Robert has filled 2.5 masterminds with this program or this technique, and Juan just got over 400 leads that he now has to go back through and sell to. And I just taught this to these guys a couple weeks ago. So I want to invite you now. To join my membership program. It is only $67 a month for 2 calls a week, moving with purpose through all of the 8 core ideas of my marketing system, my marketing methodology. It is. You guys are very welcome. You're very welcome. I see some thank yous coming through. It is legitimately the single best value available that I've ever seen in the world of people who help people get clients. And so if you'd like to talk about joining the membership program, please, 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 in the chat, just put the words membership program and we'll reach out to you. Okay? Put the words membership program in the chat and we will reach out to you. Or just contact me directly. Get right in my messenger and tell me you want to learn more. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be whatever. Just get in there and do it. So what do we got? We got thank you. We got thank you. Super huge value. Tons of info. Thank you, Natalie. Natalie is a member. Emily is a member. I'd like the rest of you guys to consider joining. I mean, you really should. You really should. Okay, Sadhu, I'll reach out to you. I see that you put membership program. 100% the best value there is in the world of learning how to get clients. Miriam says, highly recommend. Emily says, what time are the calls on Tuesday and Thursday? They are noon Pacific time. Noon Pacific time, which means if you're in the UK, they're 8 p.m. And if you're in Australia, I believe they're 7 a.m. I tried to hit a time that everyone could join from all the major countries. So thank you guys so much. Join the membership program, for the love of God. I mean, we'll get you there quicker, and there's just simply no better value out there. With that, I thank you guys very, very much, and I will see you soon.